Hey traders, Mike Katz here with 7 Points Capital on Friday, right before the long weekend. And it's pretty evident in the market, lots of sideways, lots of no volatility, lots of tight ranges. And that's kind of translating into a snoozer kind of an afternoon. But early on, there was some pretty good action in the open. And my P&L, I traded early, did really well. And I thought, I should probably stop and call it a day because it's a long weekend coming up. But I kept trading a little bit here, a little bit there, gave some back, made some back, and I'm right where I was at pretty much 10 o'clock in the morning, half hour into the day. So a lot of mental energy, not a whole lot more result after 10. So once in a while, I just got to trust the instinct and go with it. But we can see that the market here sitting just a couple of days off of the all-time highs, really strong again. Let's see, zoom out a little bit. We took out the 286 highs, went as high as 290, 291 and change. And now we've kind of taken a breather. If we pull back to the breakout area of 287, 286, that would still be considered healthy and potentially higher prices. But right now, snoozer kind of a day. I traded the SPYs this morning. So I did well with that. My focus was pay attention to what's going on in the market, and exactly that I was able to do. And I'll show you guys what I saw in the open right here. So right off the open, we had a lift, a pullback, and another lift, higher high, and a pullback. And that was my cue that this is really good spot to get long with tight risk, and then see if we get a nice pop. Well, started working, and I sold half, shook myself out of the other half here instead of allowing it to get stopped out here. So that was a trading error, and I missed out on a pretty big move. But it faded back pretty quickly, and what I've been using to get in recently, what's been working really well, is these are 5-minute hammers on volume. And that's what we had here. Right there, bam. All right, 5-minute hammer on volume anomaly, bigger bar, bigger volume here than the previous couple of bars. And, went sideways for a little bit and got a lift, sold some, sold the rest. And we got one more of those over here. I was thinking maybe we get a higher low here. And we kind of did. But again, a lot of sideways action and, not much to do in the afternoon. So SPYs, okay, not bad. AMD has been a really nice stock for me of late. Lots of volatility, lots of volume. Liquidity is tremendous. Let's see, how much volume did it do today? 54 million today, 100 million yesterday, 300 million the other day. Just a lot of liquidity, lots of blocks going off everywhere. If you know how to find the spots that some institutions are going to be trading, then you can really get some big trades off because the liquidity is just unbelievable. It's the best that you could ask for as a trader. You have range and you have liquidity. It's just a matter of now getting in at the right spots and letting trades work. So that's been my focus in AMD. A lot of sideways here since we topped out on that massive topping tail. A couple of days going sideways. And I've been doing really well on the open with this, just reacting off of trades and reacting off of certain rips and moves that we have in the morning and then waiting for those for a fade. So we got a pretty big pop. I couldn't catch this move down. I was trying to get long down here. I missed it. I couldn't get any fills, any large fills I was looking for. So it kind of went up without me. That was a pretty big miss. And then when it reversed, was it a 5-minute out here? Let's see. No, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was a 1 minute. 1 minute. That gave some pretty toppy action here. Again, pretty good reversals. Bam, right there, right there. So this bar has the same volume as the previous bars, even bigger, and it resulted in a topping tail. So that's pretty toppy. And around the open, when we're just getting going, I use the 1 minute bars. Later on throughout the day, I'll start using the 5 and the bigger time frames. But good entry there, covered half, went down, got a bounce, felt like lower highs, reshorted the half back, covered them down here, and that I believe was off of a 5 minute bar, the covers. Let's see, right there, 5 minute hammer with pretty big volume, and that got me out. And then I think I got long here. Yep, so I went long off of that same 5 minute, added some more, scaled out into the top of the range. So sold, bought, sold, bought. And from that point on, I've been trading on the long side, just, selling the rips into this spot and buying the dips. It seems like there's still some accumulation here. I don't know which way it goes on the bigger picture, but right now it just feels like the long trades are easier. And, that's something that I promised myself I'm going to try to do a little bit better. And it's been helping, right? It's just focusing on what's easier, what side should I be on, who's stuck, and where am I really seeing success. And the long side has been working here, including the spies. So this one's been pretty good. Really good range, really good volatility, and tremendous volume, which is fantastic. And then the other name was BIG. I wanted to mention this name. Right now, it's kind of a loser, and let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, so we had the morning volatility, big spike off the open, probably a lot of short covering because this did gap down about 10%, pretty big gap, right? And then, so there was a morning lift, and then it just kind of pulled back and stabilized. So what I was seeing here was one of these descending triangles, right, with a flat base and declining highs. Beautiful. Well, it was a 43 bid here, and I put an order to stop into a short position at 42.99 and lower and lower and lower. So I wanted to get short as we went lower. And that was the idea. If this 43 was going to leave, then I would want to get bigger and bigger, start in rather. But I had some FOMO. I basically felt like this is going to break. Let me at least get something started. And that's what I did. I put on, nothing big, just a few thousand, just to get it started so that I have something. And that's when FOMO just plays into it. And I figured I'll put it versus this previous peak. And guess what? When we got up there, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll put some more because now it's better price. And I got stopped out right there. But I knew that I made a mistake, and I didn't want to this looks like an FU move. So I figured if this is just going to do that, let me get back in. And I've been in it since. But in all honesty, I have no business being in this because it's just a lot of sideways. And by putting in an order for this stock to stop me into a short position with a stop order, as opposed to myself doing limit orders and deciding that this is a good time for it to go down, I would have saved myself a whole lot of aggravation where I didn't have to be in this sideways nonsense equilibrium type of a range. I could have just been flat, and if it does break 43, great. If not, then I have no business being in this in the first place. So FOMO is something that will kill us. It's I think at all levels, traders are coping with it and having to deal with FOMO because it's just very powerful. You don't want to miss out, and you want to make as much as possible, but it doesn't work. You're better off just waiting for the setup. And if the stock can put me into trades, that's a lot better than me deciding that this needs to move in. And regardless what I'm trading, even when I'm trading AMD, right? What I'll do is, let's see, where's AMD? when I'm trading AMD, even something that has a thick quote and I can, you know, get in by picking my spots and going through certain venues and grabbing liquidity when I see it. I'm still doing, I'm still waiting and trying to get to have the stock put me into the trade. So let's say right here, I'm thinking I want to get short because this is toppy action. Well, I'm not doing it right away. I'm watching it. I want to see it tick down from the moment that I started watching it. And that means that I'm getting in a little bit later, but in essence, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the stock puts me into the trade as opposed to me deciding. So if I see it tick down a few cents in the direction that I wanted to trade, then it kind of confirms that, at least in the short term, I'm right. And if I look at it here at 25.15 and I say I want to short this and it starts ticking up, then I don't do it. I'm going to back off, and obviously in the short term, my thesis might be right, but in the short term, my timing is off. So right now, I would avoid that. So that's kind of what I should have done with BIG. Let it break that 43 and put me into the trade as opposed to deciding, yeah, it's going to break. Here we go. Let me get a few thousand share starter so that I have something like a running start. So that's that. That's my takeaway for today. Try to focus on imbalances and path of least resistance, and try to have the instrument decide when to get in as opposed to us deciding that it's time to get in, if that makes sense. So that's it. I'll mention that Traders for a Cause, we've been invited to attend, and we're super excited about it. It's a great cause. It's a great opportunity to meet lots of great traders and do some good. And we're really excited about you know, the chat there and the talk that we're going to have, and just doing some good. So those of you that are interested, I know some of you have reached out to me on DM. If you're interested in signing up, we have a promo code for 7 Points listeners and followers. If you want to shoot us a direct message, then what we could do is send you that sign-up code, and you'll get a little bit of a discount for the event. And other than that, then looking forward to seeing everybody out there. If you're planning on attending, hit us up, and we might make some time to get together on a 7 Point side and do some drinks and get to know some people. So we'll be in touch. Thanks for watching. Mike Katz, 7 Points Capital, and I hope everybody enjoys the long weekend.